Do you have any examples of individual success stories?
Oh, I love talking about individual success stories because this is what sort of gets us up in the morning and, gets us to come to work and stay late and do this work. Since I've been at Women's World Banking, I've been to the Dominican Republic, Jordan, and India. So I'm happy to give you a story from each of the three countries. The DR is a more established economy, if you will, and so the woman I met had already had successive loans that she had taken from our partner in the DR. And what she did was to start out, she was basically selling food from her kitchen, making excess food and selling it to the factory workers. Took out a loan, sort of increased that business, and then set up a little cantina out of her living room so that along with food, she was selling cigarettes, beer, candy, etc. That business did well, took out another loan, and built a room on top of her house and started to rent it out. And so over 7 years, what she's been able to do is to completely build a new home for herself and rent out the old one. And this is going to ensure income in her old age, because at some point she's going to be too old to work in the kitchen and to be standing on her feet behind the cantina counter. And she's looking at these rental rooms that she has been able to put on as her old age security. In Jordan, I'll tell you about a young woman that we met. Sort of the cultural norm in Jordan is that a fairly old husband can marry again and marry a fairly young woman. So the one that we met, her husband was now too old and sick. So while he took care of having a roof over her head, she had absolutely no means of earning more money for herself or her kids. And at her socioeconomic level, it's not considered proper for a woman to go out and work. So the only thing that she was able to do was she had taken a loan to buy cosmetics and was selling them from her living room to her neighbors. And this was considered to be an okay business for her because primarily she was dealing with other women. But it gave her that sort of extra money to use for herself. And then in India, where I was recently, in the city of Hyderabad, and Hyderabad is this up-and-coming city, it's gleaming. Indians themselves are thinking of it as the next cyber city. But across town, they have slums where even now, both men and women have not gone to school, they're not educated, and their only recourse is to work in the informal economy. So the family that we met, the husband was a vegetable seller, so he took his cart and went out into the more affluent neighborhoods. The son had dropped out of school to join his father to push a similar cart, and the mother had taken a loan to embroider saris. And she did this at home, sort of in her spare time. And what she really wanted to do was to amass enough income so that she could cut out the middleman, because she basically got half of what that sari was worth because she was handing it over to a middleman, so that if she could buy the materials herself, embroider it herself, and sell it herself to the store, she could, in effect, double her income without doubling her labor.